The government is not governing, it is just repressing.
On March 7, I met Salome Zourabichvili, 5th president of Georgia. The occasion was the 100th consecutive day of protest against the ruling party, Georgian Dream. The party, founded and led by Bidzina Ivanishvili, in late November decided to stop EU accession talks till 2028. The conversation with Zourabichvili led to an article co-written with Luca Sebastiani for the Italian newspaper Il Domani. What I'm sharing now is the full recording to the interview. And this is just part 1. 100 consecutive days of protest, but as we know, protests in Georgia are ongoing for nearly a year in different ways. In this time period, I also came 4 times.
It's not 30 years.
Yeah, some say, yeah. So we have seen violent repression and also journalists being jailed. Do you think that under this Prime Minister Irakli Kobakidze, Georgia is sliding into authoritarianism?
Clearly, at least that is the attempt of the ruling party. It's less probably linked to whoever is prime minister than to the ruler of the Georgian Dream party, which is Mr. Ivanishvili, who takes all the essential decisions. And it's clear that since the shift in foreign policy that started with the introduction of the Russian law once and twice, but was confirmed by the decision of 27th of November, this country has moved away from its European and democratic path to a Russian and authoritarian path. Every day, what we're seeing since this decision of 27 November, and I'm not talking about the previous decisions which already are bygone, the Russian law and others, we see almost every day new legislation that is more and more repressive, more and more limiting of the essential human freedoms, expression, demonstration, public service is put under direct pressure, the last law, and politicization, because people are dismissed just because they have written Facebook posts. Everything is under control. We knew for a long time that we were listened everywhere, including here. Most of the people that were in politics and were involved in something, but this time this extends to people that are just regular citizens and that are now paying with fines or with dismissals the fact that they have their personal political opinions, which is not even political, it's to favor the European path, which has been the path of Georgia all over these 30 and some years. If you express the opinion that you want Georgia to go back to that European direction, even if you don't have any political affiliation, that's enough to put you on the list of peoples to be repressed. Some are jailed, some are sentenced, some are with criminal offenses which do not exist, and so on.
So you are actively involved in the protest, but how long do you think they can continue, and what is your concrete goal in the end?
Well, first of all, I am actively involved in everything because I consider, and the society considers, that I'm still the legitimate president. So I certainly support everything that is in defense of the European path, of civil rights, of democracy in this country. That was my objective when entering into the politics in this country, and it remains so. So I will be loyal to this objective all this way. The protests, what is very interesting here is that they are not organized by anyone, not me, but neither by any of the political parties. It's very spontaneous. It reflects the society. There are many different small groups that are at different times organizing different events that all fit into that general protest, but there is not one lead to this protest, which makes it much more resilient to these repressions that are in the process. And that's why we see that each and every day they are trying to add something to these instruments of repression, because they are not enough to discourage people. So there have been ups and downs in the number of people that come, especially during this very strange and very cold winter for Georgia, which by now is, I think, finished. But that doesn't mean that the protest is not there in the country. And we see that it is erupting on different subjects, including, which is quite new in Georgia, on social issues that we see in different provinces of Georgia. So there is a large protest in the society which cannot be resolved by repression. So the demand for which I support, and in a way I lead, because I was the first one to say that the elections were rigged completely. It was not just a regular, I would say, it was a big manipulation, which brings us to another issue, which is Russia. A big manipulation of the elections, which comforted a ruling party that had already taken a stand that was turning towards Russia, even if it was not that clear as it was set in the 27 November statement. This repression is not enough to silence the society. We are now entering the 5th month of crisis. By crisis, I mean that the government is not governing. It is just repressing, which clearly cannot make a country move out of this crisis. We've seen that during these snowstorms around some regions of Georgia, where if it had not been for the initiative of these groups of protesters that moved on the ground, the official authorities were completely irrelevant. They are not ready, they don't have the instruments, and they don't even have the will to be reactive to what's happening in the country. On the other side, the protests are ongoing with, as I said, their ups and downs. So this crisis is a standoff.
This was the first part of the interview with Salome Zourabichvili. I strongly recommend you not to miss part 2, but first, comment, like and share to stay up closer.